Good morning, students. Today I am going to explain a new chapter called as food chain and food web. So we know that plants and animals are dependent on each other. Plants and animals are dependent on each other. Plants and animals are dependent on each other. For example, plants prepare food by using carbon dioxide, which is produced by animals. Is produced by animals. Okay, in the same way, animals eat plants as food. So, and also different animals have different kinds of eating habits. For example, herbivores eat only plants. Carnivores eat only flesh. Only flesh. Omnivores eat both flesh and plants. 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 So these are the different eating habits. These are the, so herbivores eat only plants, carnivores eat flesh, omnivores eat both flesh and plants. These are the different eating habits. These are the different eating habits. So, next is, what is food chain? What is food chain? So, a food chain shows how living organisms depend on each other for food. For example, grass is eaten by rabbit. Rabbit is eaten by lion. This is a food chain in forest. In the same way, we can write another food chain. What is another food chain? Grass or plants are eaten by deer. Deer is eaten by tiger. This is another food chain. And we can also have a long food chain. For example, grass is eaten by insects. Insects are eaten by frog. Frog is eaten by snake. Snake is eaten by eagles. So this is also a food chain, little bit longer one. So in this food chain we will clearly come to know that rabbit eats the grass and lion eats the rabbit. The rabbit is an herbivore, lion is a carnivore. The rabbit is an herbivore, lion is a carnivore. So, what we can tell, food chain represents the feeding relationship between the animals. Food chain represents. Food chain, why the name food chain? Because it shows the movement of food. For example, food started from grass and went into rabbit. The same food went into lion. So it forms a chain. So that's why the name has been given as food chain. Food chain is the movement of food from one animal to another animal in the form of a chain. Food chain is movement of animals, sorry, movement of food from one animal to another animal in the form of a chain. Movement of food from one animal to other in the form of chain. So food chain is the movement of food from one animal to another in the form of a chain. That's why the name food chain. Next, we'll try and find out the different components of food chain. Food chain contains mainly two kinds of organisms. Two kinds of organisms which are producers and consumers. Which are producers and consumers. So first of all, we'll try and understand what is a producer. What is a producer? So, producers are nothing but plants. Why the plants are called as producers? Why the plants are called producers? Because they can prepare their own food. They can prepare their own food. They are the one which produce food. So this food is eaten by other animals because they produce the food. They can prepare their own food, they produce food. The name has been given as producers. So the name has been told as producers. So if you give them carbon dioxide, sunlight and water, then using this they can prepare their own food. Using this they can prepare their own food. Using this they can prepare their own food. That's why plants are also called as producers. Plants are also called as producers because they can prepare their own food. Next is consumers. Consumers. Humans and animals. Humans and animals depend directly or indirectly on plants for their food. Plants or even other organisms. They won't produce food. That's why they are called as consumers. They consume the food. They will not produce the food. For example, see here the grass is the producer. The grass is the producer. And the rabbit and the lion are consumers. The rabbit and lion are the consumers. The rabbit and lion are the consumers. the rabbit and the lion are the consumers. Okay, next we will discuss about different kinds of consumers. Different kinds of consumers. Next we will discuss about different kinds of consumers. So there are three types of consumers. There are three types of consumers. One is primary consumer. Second one is secondary consumer. And third one is tertiary consumer. Tertiary consumer. So what are primary consumers? Primary consumers, they eat plants. They eat plants. Okay, for example, rabbit here is the primary consumer. What are secondary consumers? Secondary consumers eat primary consumers. For example, lion is a primary consumer. So this is producer and rabbit is the primary consumer, secondary consumer. We will take an example of so first of all I know what is tertiary consumer. It eats secondary consumer. It is secondary consumer. For example, we will take a food chain. Grass, insect, don't want insect, grasshopper, frog, snake. So here producer, primary consumer, secondary consumer and tertiary consumer. So we got the tertiary consumer. So primary consumer eat only plants, secondary consumer eat primary consumer, tertiary consumer eat secondary consumers. Next, we will go for what is meant by trophic level. in a food chain. In a food chain. Trophic level in a food chain. So what are trophic levels? The feeding positions in a food chain, the feeding positions in a food chain is called trophic level. So very simple. So trophic level in a simplest form can be explained as these are different organisms which are present in a food chain. So, for example, I take one food chain: grass, rabbit, and deer. So, first these are total 3 trophic levels. First trophic level, second trophic level, and third trophic level. 3 trophic levels will be there. First trophic level, second trophic level, and third trophic level. So the first trophic level will be always occupied by plants. That is producers. So second trophic level is always occupied by primary consumers, and third trophic level is always occupied by secondary consumers. So first trophic level is always plants which are producers. Second trophic level is always occupied by the primary consumers. Third trophic level is always occupied by the secondary consumers. In any food chain, the last level, you take producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers. The last is always occupied by 2 special groups of animals called as scavengers and decomposers. What are scavengers and decomposers? Scavengers are animals which feed on dead animals or plants. For example, vulture. It will always eat dead animals. Fox also eats dead animals. Scavengers eat dead animals. They always eat vulture, fox, and also earthworm. Earthworm always grows and eats dead plants. Dead plants. Next. Next, decomposes. Decomposes. Decomposers are living organisms. Living organisms which break down organic matter, which break down dead plants and animals, which break down dead plants and animals, dead plants and animals, which break down dead plants and animals. Decomposers are living organisms which break down dead plants and animals. So this will complete the food chain. So we started with plants which are producers, and we started about primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers, at last scavengers and decomposers. 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 Scavengers and decomposers. Scavengers and decomposers. So the decomposers break down the organic matter present in our body into small and smaller molecules, and return them back to soil. Return them back to soil. Return them back to soil. These nutrients are absorbed by plants. Again they grow. Again the food chain starts. So there is cycling of nutrients. There is cycling of nutrients in a food chain or ecosystem. There is cycling of nutrients in a food chain or ecosystem. So next, energy flow. Energy flow. So energy flows. We all noted that food chain is shown with an arrow. Food chain is expressed by arrow expressed with arrow. So this arrow indicates flow of energy. The energy is flowing from one animal to another animal. Okay. When an organism eats food, it gets energy. So the deer will get energy from grass. The lion will get energy from the deer. So there is flow of energy. Okay. So the first point which you have to remember is the flow of energy is unidirectional. Is unidirectional because the energy doesn't return back or won't go in the opposite direction. The grass, if it eats the deer, then the energy is going back. That will never happen. So the energy flows in a single direction only. From grass to deer, deer to lion, lion to scavengers or decomposers, scavengers and decomposers. Okay, the energy flows in one direction only. In one direction only. The one direction only. And next once the energy goes from one level to another level, only 10% gets transferred. Means if here there is 1000 joules of energy, by the time it comes to deer, it will get reduced to 100. By the time it comes to lion, it will become 10 joules. So there is reduction of energy from one step to another step. That's why maximum in a food chain we have only 3 or 4 steps only, not more than that, because after every step the energy gets reduced. So this is called 10% law. 10% law. This is called 10% law. This is called 10% law. Called 10% law. This is called 10% law. That means the energy gets transferred. The energy gets transferred only 10%. Only 10%. Only 10% gets transferred. So the energy flow is unidirectional and only 10% energy gets moves from one step to another step. Okay, thank you children.